Hey, I think we might actually be live, Ruth. I'm never sure with this stuff. Like I did it earlier on as well. Like it's always just a bit of a fear factor. It says it's live. It might be live. Who knows? How are you, pal? You doing okay?
I'm all right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
How are you
Um,
faring? Coming out of lockdown?
Mate, all good. We're getting there. Just in case everyone doesn't know, hi, my name's Des. I'm from Alpha, and this is the amazing Ruth from World Vision. Hi, Ruth.
Hi, Des.
Hiya. You and mate, we were just having a bit of a catch up really about we did the Church Leaders Cafe, which was like a space for church leaders to connect into, and we saw what, like 190 or something people
Yeah, we saw
connecting
we
from
saw
around the
leaders
world.
from what, like 36 different countries. Had some amazing conversations with youth pastors in Pakistan, through to um, people running alpha courses in Portugal, and people from the UK, all wanting to learn more about, like, what World Vision was doing to help in the coronavirus situation around the world, and finding out how they can run alpha online, which was super exciting, wasn't it? You had a great
Yeah,
response.
yeah, no, it was really good. And like one of the things I loved about it was just a space for leaders to share good practice with one another. And actually, one of the people that we really connected in with was your colleague Jono over in New Zealand.
It was indeed.
Because
In fact, the whole cafe thing was his idea.
yeah, which is kind of weird actually, because it seems a bit weird that somebody like Jono, if you've ever met Jono, you'll understand, had a good idea. But no, it's one of the things that I really loved about it was that it was a place that just facilitated and led leaders to help support other leaders. And actually, you guys are kind of doing some follow up with that, aren't you? With what's happening in New Zealand just now.
Well, yeah, because when Jono first came up with the idea, it was because some of the pastors in New Zealand, when they'd gone into lockdown before us, some of them were waking up in the night and just wanted someone to talk to. They didn't want to wake up their better half, for fear
Yeah,
of like 4 in the morning waking someone up. So we thought, well, if we opened up a cafe here, then that's their nighttime. So if they wanted to jump on and chat to someone, and just chat stuff through, get someone to pray with them, learn from other leaders around the world, it was a great opportunity. And actually, because they went into lockdown before we did, they've come out of lockdown before
sure. Yeah.
we have. And so they're almost back to normal now. In fact, Jono sent me a picture of him at the rugby with like 36,000 other people last weekend, which made a lot of
Mm.
my colleagues jealous.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. But one of the things that like we picked up on when we were chatting to Jono last week, that there is just a bit of a difference in that
Mm.
they've approached it from a totally different position to us, and they've not had the same lockdown impingements and things. So people are thinking slightly differently there. Um, but it is really interesting that their churches are going back to normal. Like they've been meeting in gatherings and stuff. And Jono was just sharing a bit of that. And you guys are planning to get some pastors together, is that right?
Yeah, hopefully 12th, 13th of August. And we were hoping to get some pastors from New Zealand onto a webinar and share some of their experience of opening up. And although New Zealand has had a different experience of coronavirus to the UK, there's no doubt about that. They
Mm,
still shut their churches. They still weren't allowed to meet as a community. And
hmm.
now they are again, and they have had to
Hmm.
open up their churches safely. So I just
Yeah.
think it's a really interesting conversation to have about how they've done that and what processes they went through to do it. And we
Mm,
just thought, it'd be a great opportunity to invite some, church leaders from around the UK who might be a bit like, oh, thinking about opening up the church, and just like, again, just that the same thing as the cafe, just learning from people's experiences, really, from
mhm.
across the world where they've experienced it before we have.
Yeah. So if someone's at home as a church leader and thinking about, oh, I'd love to like rack those people's brains, like how are you going to do it? Like, are you doing like questions beforehand? Is there like a panel? Is there somebody hosting? Like, what's it actually going to look like?
Well, so would you believe that the World Vision International president, who is called Andrew Morley, also happens to be a curate at HTB?
Oh, well,
So
he must
we
be a good
thought
guy. There you
he's
go.
a great guy,
Yeah,
curate
yeah.
at HTB as well. So we thought he straddles both worlds perfectly. And
Mm,
so he's interested in what World Vision's doing across the world, but also very interested about opening churches, obviously,
mm,
being a leader at HTB. So we thought it'd be great for him to do a little interview with maybe three church leaders of different sizes of churches, because you know, it will be different for all types of churches opening up again. You know, a church that's got 2,000 people in it, a church that's got, you know, a couple of hundred people in it, a church that's got 30 people in it. They're all going to have different experiences. So we wanted to try and, you know, get a variety of the same sort of different types of churches from over in New Zealand. And then there'll be an opportunity for, you know, people to ask questions. But if you've got any questions now, anybody listening, you know, do feel free to send them to us. Our email address is churches@worldvision.org.uk, and we can make sure that we get some answers to your questions as well. Because this is what this is about. This is about, you know, learning, best practice, like, and how we can help serve the church.
Yeah. I think it's really exciting. Like, I think it's a really cool thing to be able to hear what other people are doing. Like, I've already connected in with a couple of churches in New Zealand, and just hearing the difference for them and what it's going back to. And we know that other places are going back. You know, there's churches in Germany have gone back, Canada, for example, you were just talking about before. So I think it's going to be really, really interesting for us in the UK and in Scotland, because, you know, that's more important. What that's going to look like going forward. Like, what is church going to look like? You know, so if people have got questions, like, so you've said to email you, are you going to do like a pigeonhole or anything to collect in people's questions? Or
yeah, I think we're going to get a pigeonhole organised this week.
Cool.
So yeah, we'll definitely get you the information for that, and you can share that out far and wide for us, Des.
You know what?
As many questions as we can.
Yeah, if you guys want to connect in, we'll keep sticking stuff out on Alpha Scotland. And we love you guys at WorldVision. It's going to be really exciting just to hear from some of those guys in New Zealand and hear what they're really dealing with and facing up to, because these are questions that we're all trying to answer right now, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to get back to church. You know, I'm missing the fellowship, I'm missing the food, I'm missing my friends, I'm missing the worship, missing the prayer, I'm missing everything.
Yeah. I'm missing free childcare. That's what I'm missing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And the free childcare. True. Very true. Yeah.
No worries. Ruth, it's so good to talk to you. I'm going to hang up this live thing now. No worries. I'll speak to you in a minute, because I'm just going to stop the live, because it would be weird if people heard our actual rest of our conversation. You know, about how you've watched Downton Abbey all weekend.